It's Wednesday, September 12th, 2012, and this is news. The U.S. ambassador to Libya, one associate, and 2 U.S. Marines were killed by an armed mob yesterday in Benghazi, and the U.S. consulate was burned. Sources say the Muslims who led the attack were outraged over an amateur film allegedly produced by an American that mocked the Prophet Mohammed. President Obama said the perpetrators would be brought to justice just as soon as the U.S. is done with the trial of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the confessed mastermind of 9/11, a few years from now. Meanwhile, in Cairo, Egypt, another Muslim mob overran defenses at the U.S. Embassy, ripped down the American flag, and hoisted a black flag over U.S. sovereign soil, proclaiming there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. A U.S. State Department spokesman reportedly asked the protesters to lower the black flag to half-staff out of respect for the loss of our diplomats in Libya. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said nothing can justify the violent attacks, but extended an olive branch to Muslims enraged by the amateur film, saying, quote, "The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. Our commitment to religious tolerance goes back to the very beginning of our nation," end quote. A spokesman for the murderous Muslim mob released a statement this morning, apologizing for the misunderstanding and attempting to walk back the slaughter of the 4 Americans. In other news, the White House denies the president rebuffed a meeting request from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu during the prime minister's upcoming visit to the U.S. because Obama had a previously scheduled appearance on the David Letterman show. Right-wing critics slammed the president for caring more about pop culture than he does about Iran's nuclear threat to Israel. However, the White House said the 2 leaders would stay in contact. Obama recently told the Israeli leader, "Hey, I just met you. I'm so busy. So here's my number. Call me, Bibi." Many market watchers expect the Federal Reserve to announce a 3rd round of quantitative easing Thursday, printing billions of new dollars to buy financial assets from commercial banks, thus freeing up more money for banks to loan. Stock markets surged on the expectation. However, the move is not a sure thing. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke would have to roll double sixes to land on free parking in order to get that pile of cash. And finally today, Apple announced its latest version of the iPhone, a device expected to create new record profits for the world's most valuable company. U.S. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner hailed the release of the iPhone and the additional corporate tax revenue it should generate, which Geithner said the government preemptively spent back in 2010. With PJ Newsbreak, I'm Scott Ott. Visit pjtv.com 3 times today for your antidote to the obsolete media.